Good afternoon, everybody. Probably not too many of you are going to see this live, but it is certainly being recorded. I'm going to show you how I use layout containers. I know they can be quite confusing for people, especially the differences between tiled and floating and all the different objects you can put in a dashboard and different things like that. So there's a couple of exercises you could do. Well, sorry, wrong screen. This is a Workout Wednesday from 2018. I believe it's week 51. This is from Roddy Zakovich, and you had to use layout containers in order to build this dashboard. Very useful. It's a technique I use quite often. I put a link to that in the notes about this dashboard. This is one I will also do a video on. This is a bit more complex than the one I'm going to show you today. You can see there's a lot of filters here and different KPIs and sheets down the bottom and things like that. This one is quite a bit more complicated than the one I'm going to build today. So I'll do another session on how I build a dashboard like this with a lot more boxes on it. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But the dashboard I'm trying to rebuild today is this one. So I found a website that has a lot of really nice Excel templates and Excel dashboards, not templates. And I thought they looked pretty good, and I wanted to go ahead and try to rebuild them in Tableau. And they come with all the data and everything, so there's very little data prep involved. I'll post I think I have a link to this dashboard also in the notes for the video, and when I'm done, I'll post a link to the dashboard that I create, and I'll put that on my blog then. So if you could bear with me for 1 second, please. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call come through and it looks like it was junk. So fantastic. Okay, so anyway, I've gone ahead and already pre-built these cards, or these kind of card sort of layouts. So let me show you. And basically, I want to sort of I'm going to design probably a I guess this is a 4x3 dashboard. I'm not gonna build this big thing in the middle. So if I just let me just kill this chart. There we go. Oops, that didn't work. But anyway, pretend this chart in the middle isn't there. And I'll be kind of building these other cards. So let me first show you what I've done in Tableau. So I've gone ahead, and all the calculations and everything will be in this workbook, so you could just download it and see how I built everything. I'm using the title of the dashboard to have the name of the sheet, and then also, or the name of the metric, but then also the latest value, so basically the end of the line. And I'm using the caption to show me whether the change is positive or negative, and if it is, it's going to color code it separately compared to the prior month. So I have a lot of sheets here. Let me see how many I have. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 12. So I'm going to do it in a kind of 4x3 layout. And hopefully to help you, one other thing I meant to mention, this fantastic video by Curtis Harris, Things I Know About Layout Containers, was absolutely instrumental in how I've learned how to use containers in Tableau. Completely changed the way that I look at them. I no longer use tiled containers, but you're able to do a floating sort of tiled combination, which is pretty neat. I'll go through that. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to use a tool called Balsamiq for wireframing, so I can kind of show you how this works. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to get a box. Let's see, where's a box here? Okay, I think I need to go back here. Okay, oh shoot, I just messed up. I'm just going to kind of wireframe out what we're going to build in Tableau, and then I can color code the containers in Tableau to match this. So let's just bear with this for a second. Oh boy. Okay, so the first thing I want to put in here is like a text box. So let me see. There There's a box here somewhere. Here we go, a rectangle. So I'm just going to drop this rectangle in here. This is going to serve as kind of like my very outer container. So let me just put this here. Oh, I may have made it too big. Let me just drag it up a bit. Sorry, there's a bit of a lag in my computer now. Okay, so something like this. So I'm just going to make the container, and I need to make it a bit narrow, more narrow as well. Okay. Okay, there we go, good enough. And I'm going to grab some text. And so this will be my outer container, this black box. And I'm going to put a title in here. And I'm not going to worry about naming it or anything. I'll just leave it as called a big title. And then I want to do a line. So I'm going to put in a horizontal rule. Come on. Okay. I'm going to put that in here. This is going to be kind of like the one that I showed you earlier from Roddy. So let's see, how can I go here? Let's see, like this, where I have the line, the divider line. So that's kind of what I'm going for there. Okay, so I've got that, and then I need to put. So that's one container, and then I'm going to put containers inside of this container. So, oops, I put the wrong thing in there, so let me kill that. I need to do a, what was this section called? This is called a rectangle. Okay. And this is going to be my second container. So I'm going to have 3 of these going kind of across the view. So let's color code this one in red, and let's copy and paste. Hopefully I can copy and paste. Does it let me copy and paste? Maybe it doesn't. Okay, let's do duplicate. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to put a second container here. Let's maybe make that one blue or green, whatever. And then let's put a third one down here. And let's maybe make this one blue. Okay, so these are going to be 3 containers, and then I'm going to have another text at the bottom. So text, some text, and let's just drag that down here. And this is going to be my footer. Okay, and this will be where I kind of give the credits and all those sorts of things. So let me just, come on, if I could get the grill grabber here. Okay, so this footer, so inside this black container, I've got a title, a vertical line, 3 containers, and then a footer. Okay, so what I'm going to do here then is inside of each of these boxes, I'm going to have a kind of like a, I'm just going to use a chart object, just a line chart. And inside each of these boxes, I'm going to have 4 line charts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I know these aren't scaled right and everything, but I'm going to have 4 here. And then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have 4 below it in this container, and then 4 more in this container. So that's my 12 metrics. So it's going to look kind of something like that. If I kind of shrink all these up, maybe that'll look a bit better. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's make this a bit smaller. Okay, so that's kind of the general idea for the dashboard I'm going to create. All right, good enough. So let's go ahead and start building that in Tableau. So, and I'll post a link to this. I'll post a picture of this as well. Okay, so I'm going to go to a new dashboard, and I'm just going to kill the phone layout, and I'm going to make it a bit wider. I'm going to play around with the size eventually. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this black container. So that's going to be a, since they go down, I'm going to do a vertical container. I'm going to float it. Okay, now I'm going to go, notice my dashboard size is 1200 by 800, so I'm going to go over to layout. I'm going to start it at 0 and 0, and I'm going to do 1200 by 800. And then I don't want everything bunching up right against the edges, so I'm going to give it like maybe like 20 pixels of padding on the inside. Okay, the first thing I do then when I use containers is I put a blank object inside of it. So I'm going to switch back to tiled here and put a blank inside of it. So even though I have tiled checked down here on the bottom, or chosen on the bottom left, if I go over to my layout, notice there's no tiled, all those extra containers, Tableau builds, and all of that. So I put this blank one in here to kind of help me place objects because it gives me like a buffer. So I'm going to drag in a title, and this is going to be my sample social media dashboard. Okay, and maybe I'll make that like, I don't know, 20 point and black, something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to drag in another blank object. I'm going to set the height of this to be 10, and I'm going to set the background to be black, and that gives me my nice little vertical line going across. Okay, so that's going to be my black container. So let me actually color code this container. So let me put a solid black border on it. Okay, I'll make it nice and fat so we can see it. So that's our black container. Now I want to put these other three in here. Actually, I could go ahead and stick my footer in here now as well. So I'm going to drag that over, put that at the bottom, and I might as well go ahead and fill it out now. So this is going to be, let's see, I'm going to say inspired, let's see, inspired by, what is it called? What's the website? Excel dashboard school. Social media dashboard. And then created by Andy Kriebel and FizzWiz. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to get that over with. So now I've got this big blank one in the middle, and again, this is here because it helps me sort of drop objects a bit easier. So I have these. If I go back over to my wireframe, I have these going left to right. These four sheets. So I'm going to now bring in a horizontal container because that goes left to right, and I want to drop it below that that horizontal line, and that's where the blank object comes in because it's just easier to drop something in there. So I have this nice big container now, and I'm going to start dropping some of my sheets in there. So I'm going to bring in my total watch time, my average watch time, my total video views, and notice I'm dragging these all into the right side of the dashboard. Okay, so for each of these sheets, I need to go ahead and show the header, or the caption, sorry. Because that's where my other okay, so that's good so far. I'm going to space these out maybe in the end. Okay, right, so that's good. So now I need to bring in another horizontal container. Now you have to be careful you don't accidentally drop it in this container. So again, that's where the blank object helps. I'm going to drop a second one in there and bring in my next 4 metrics. Just be careful you're dropping them in the right spot, in the right container. Okay. And again, I need to show the caption on all of these. Okay, and then actually what I should have done is I'm gonna, if you notice, I just double click on the grabber to get my container, and I want to distribute the contents evenly. And this one is going to be my green. So let me put a green border on this one. Okay, and then let me do the same thing here. So let me grab this one, distribute contents evenly, and then I'm going to make this one my red. So let's make it fat and red. Okay, so now we need to put one more in there. So I'm going to bring in one more horizontal container. And in this one, I'm going to bring in the last 4 sheets. Okay, again, just be careful dropping them into the containers. I know I'm going pretty quick, but I've done this a lot. So, okay, and show the caption. Show the caption. Caption. And caption. Okay, and then get that worksheet, and I'm going to put a blue border on it, and I'm going to distribute contents evenly. Okay, so now we've got our 3 kind of sections here. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this blank one I have at the bottom, so I don't need that anymore. I'm done with my placeholder, so I can kill that. And I'm going to select this container, and then when I have that container, I'm going to double select it again. I need to make, okay, so I messed up a bit here. So I need all 3 of these to be the same size. So the easiest way to do that would be to put a vertical container that holds these 3 horizontal, a horizontal container that holds these 3 horizontal containers. So in other words, I need to have another, let's see, if I just choose this box and I put one kind of like out here. So let me make this one like purple or pink or something. And I need to somehow move it to the back. I don't quite know how to do that layering. Bring forward and back. Okay, let's bring it forward one. Okay, there we go. So I need to put this purple container in here, which I forgot. So I'm going to, okay, so in my dashboard, I'm going to again just drag another blank in here just to give me some spacing. I just like how it helps. I'm going to bring a vertical container in. I'm going to now move this blank into that container. All right, so I'm going to select that container and stick it inside of this one, which can be a bit tough. And so I need to move the, let's see, that's not right. Okay, so something didn't work there. So let me undo. I'm going to just drag this down to make it bigger. Okay. So now I can drag that inside of that container. And grab this container and put it inside. And then one more. So I just need to make this a bit bigger. And put that inside. Okay, so now I've got those 3 inside of that. I could kill my blank. But notice how this is all squished up now. That's because what I've done is on that purple container. So let me see if I can color code the purple one. Yeah, so let's color code this. Let's put a border. Let's put purple and thick line. Okay. You'll notice this little pin is stuck here. That's because I manually adjusted the height. So now I have those 3 containers inside of it, and I could tell it to distribute those 3 containers evenly. Okay. So in my purple container, I want to put some space in between the sections. So, or actually no, I'm going to go to, let me see here. I'm going to go to my first horizontal container. This is my red one. And I'm going to just add some padding. So I'm going to do maybe, let's do 10 all around. Let's see, let's do 10 all around, and then maybe, yeah, that's fine. And do the same thing here. So 10, I'm just trying to get some more space between the sections. Maybe that won't be enough, but we'll see. Okay, so I need to remove these colors because I'm finding them quite distracting now, but hopefully that kind of helped you see you know, how I would use the containers. So actually I can leave them like that, it's fine. Actually, a better way to show it, let me just undo those 3 sizes. I should do it on the outside. There we go. Now a little bit easier to see. So let's do the outer padding. Okay, so now we can see all of our containers a bit better. They're spaced out a bit better as well. So the only other thing I might do now is, I don't know if I feel like I need to have a bit more separation between these sections. So what I could do is here, I could maybe set these all to 10 as well, just to kind of help to start spreading them out. It takes, you know, unfortunately I can't do it all in one sweep, so I need to do it, you know, 12 times, which is a bit annoying. Okay. Right, almost done. Okay. Right. Okay, so I have that now. I'm going to go ahead and now set some, I'm going to set my shading for my dashboard. So I'm going to set the dashboard, let's see, come on, dashboard, format dashboard. I'm going to make it like a light gray background, maybe light gray. And then let's see, so actually for the whole dashboard, I probably want to have it do outer padding. So let's make this 0 and let's make this 20. Okay, there we go. I think that's a bit better. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so on this first sheet here, my title, I'm just going to set the background to white. And then each of my sheets, I need to set my background to white. And now you'll be able to see how these start coming together where they look like they're individual cards. It just takes a little while to get all of these just right. Okay, 2 more. Okay, and there we have it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these borders now so I can kind of see them a bit better. So horizontal, okay, so none. Okay, none. This, the purple, let's say none. And then the outside one, let's say none. Okay, now that doesn't look very good. So I think I have my layout wrong, so I need to set this back to 0. Okay, and then maybe what I'll do is just on the title, I'll set the padding to maybe, let's set that to 0. Outer padding to 0, and then inner padding to like 20. And then I can just adjust the height. So let me grab it a bit, adjust the height. Okay, and now around the entire dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and put a thin border. Okay, all right, maybe not quite so dark. So let's go, let's maybe do it a bit lighter. Now, if you'll notice here, it's a bit hard to see, but this white, this line doesn't go all the way to the edges. So I'm going to set it all to 0, and now it just bumps perfectly up against each of those edges. So I think that's about it. The only other thing might be, we've got a lot of space between these sections, so maybe what I'll do is on this dashboard, I'll set the bottom to 0. And then same thing on this one. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and then lastly on this one. Oh, I didn't mean to do all sides equal. Okay, I messed this one up. Okay, what did I do here? Okay, that's good. Okay, there we go. So nice and laid out. You know, you might not like it. You might. Okay, so this is another example. See how this gray goes right up to the edge. I don't really like that. So I should have done actually inner padding, not outer padding. So let's make that 10. There we go. That's better. And again, I have to go through and do all of these at the same time. Maybe if I just do all these at the same time. Yeah, sometimes I get the inner and outer padding backwards. Oops. Okay, and then I need to go back around and remove the inner padding. this is the very tedious part, but hopefully you find it useful. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. So, but now these are all brushing up against the edges, so I need to sort of figure out what to do here. So maybe my outer padding, I need to have some outer padding on the left or something like that. Nope, that's not right. That's 50. I need to like 5. And then here I could do maybe, oops, maybe 5 on the left and 5 on the right. So it gives me like 10 padding on the sides. And then this one. Okay, there we go. So I'll finish that, all of that, but hopefully you found that helpful. And I'll build more examples of these along the way. And yeah, I guess that's it. Everybody have a good day. Thanks.